class. Okay. First of all, thank you very much for helping to record. And welcome back, everyone. Good to see you coming back and on time. Raymond has always been on time. Raymond, Jocelyn, Zane, Rache, Jocelyn, right? Yeah. Hi, Lauren. Nice to see you back. Okay, let's begin with setting our motivation. And so get ready, sit up straight, and be an angel. Teacher Connie said. Close your eyes. Bring your mind to the awareness of your breath. Just being aware of your breath for a moment before we begin. Now, bring to mind your holy guide. Bring to mind the being who is a manifestation of ultimate love, ultimate compassion, ultimate wisdom. And see them appearing before you just by way of you thinking of them. And they're gazing at you with love. And their wisdom radiates from them, a warm, glowing glow, encompassing you in its light. You hear them say, bring to mind someone who is hurting in some way. Think about how much you would like to help them, the worldly way that you have tried or you might try. And recognize how those worldly ways fall short. How wonderful it would be. We can also help them in some way, an ultimate way, a way in which they can stop their distress forever. Grow that wish and grow into an intention. When you're ready. Now we bring our mind back to our holy guide. They know what we need to know, what we need to learn, and what we need to do. And so we ask them, please help me. Please help me, Dad. They're so happy we have asked, and of course they agree. And our gratitude arises. And we want to offer them something exquisite. And we think of the perfect world that they teach us to create. Imagine we can hold in our hands and we offer to them, following it with our prayers. To put into practice what they teach us in the form of the refuge prayer. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha jewel, the Dhamma jewel, the Sangha jewel, by virtues of the goodness that I do in giving and the rest. May I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the highest community. Through the merit that I do in giving and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the highest community. Through the merit that I do in giving and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. And may it be so. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. This is ACI 5, class 2. We are on 28th of August, 2025. Welcome back. Nice to see you, Jenny. Hello, Emerald. Oh, Kia Wong, yes. I hope your issue is resolved. Okay. So, class 2 is very interesting. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. In ACI 5, chapter 1, hello, baby Emerald. We cover the 8 chapters of Abhidhamma Kosha. So chapter 1 talk about just generally it's talking about all existing things, stained and unstained. Stained means the things that will bring us pain. Unstained means that the things that can get us out of pain. And I'm stuck in this state reality, in this lower reality. And that leads to chapter 2. I have this body that is going to fall apart. The body that is going to die. And that leads to chapter 3. And I'm stuck in this. I live in this world that is the broken world that is falling apart. So why am I having this body and why am I living in this world? Why? And that leads to chapter 4. The opening line of chapter 4 of Abhidhamma Kosha, the text we are referring to, is Lele Jikten Nasuk Kie. Why? Why am I having this body, the suffering body? Why am I living in this type of place? So the opening line of the fourth chapter of Abhidhamma Kosha says, Lele jikten natsukye. Please say it 3 times. Lele jikten natsukye. Lele jikten natsukye. Lele jikten natsukye. This is the line that you have to memorize and you have to learn, and you will hear it again and again, and it's so meaningful and so powerful. Okay, the first word le means karma. The second le means from. Jikten means perishable world, perishable basis, simply our world, our world. Natsuk means various, 各种各样 various, multitude, different types. Kie means arising. So lele jikten natsuk kie means the arising of the various world come from karma. In another word, deeds cause the multitude of worlds. Deeds cause the multitude of worlds. What kind of world? The different kind of world, the different kind of beings, they come from karma. Okay, this one, this is the opening line that come out in your homework question 1. Okay? Deeds cause the multitude of worlds. Lele jikten natsukye. Okay, so we want to look at this one. Multitude of world. Multitude of world. How many worlds are there in this Zoom call? How many worlds are there? Great. Raymond say 15, Laura say infinite. As many, you're both correct. As many as the beings experiencing it, perceiving it, right? So the multitude of worlds in this Zoom call is as many as the beings perceiving it, experiencing it. So each of us is experiencing the world that is unique to us. UNIQUE. Each of us is experiencing the world that is unique to each of us. So it looks like I look at somebody. Oh, she looks so, from the face, I can see that she's smiling. She looks so happy, right? Looks great. And I think I know her, what she's experiencing. I know her world. Do I really know? Do I really know what she's experiencing? No. It looks like she's very happy, right? But I don't know, maybe she's experiencing something very challenging right now. Maybe she's going through some difficult moments. Maybe she's sick. Maybe she's grieving. I don't know. We don't really know. And from my experience after I learned ACI, I'm so glad that I become a better person because the more I understand, I don't really know who they are. My decision or what I think is not 100% correct. And then you have a better relationship with the people around you. You kind of find peace within you and with others. Peace within yourself and peace with others. I hope you experience that too. Yeah. And okay, I don't want to go into that. Yeah, very long-winded like that. I cannot finish my class. Okay, so come back to this one. Lele Jiten Nasuk Kia. There we say multitude of worlds. The deeds cause multitude of worlds. Deeds. Now I want to look into the word deeds. What is this karma? Karma is the deeds, actions. So karma is the deeds, is the action. I don't know about you. I'm so glad I learned this one. When I learned this, only I realized that I have a misconception about what is karma. I don't know about you. For me, it's like, what? That is the definition of karma? And I have to cook that for many, many years. I've been cooking that for many years, I thought I know. And then I'm trying to apply what I learned here and put it in my life and try to understand. So karma is the deeds, is the action. Okay. So karma is the deeds, the action. All right. So what kind of deeds are we talking about? What kind of deeds? The deeds cause the multitude of worlds. Okay. What kind of deeds? It's the past deeds of living beings that cause the multitude of worlds. The multitude of worlds here referring to the living beings, the type of beings and the places. Okay, the planets. The beings and the planets. The beings and the places. The beings and the world. So I want to zoom into what kind of deeds are we talking about here? Karmic deeds cause the multitude of worlds. Deeds cause the multitude of worlds. What kind of deeds are these? Exactly what kind of deeds are these that cause my world, that cause this, So I went to meditation a lot on that. Wow, it is thanks to all of you, the opportunity to share. They really forced me to really work it out. I'm not saying I know, but it really pushed me, really pushed me and forced me to do that, Otherwise, I wouldn't want to, I just want to have fun in my own way. Okay, so deeds. So there are two types of deeds, basically. Okay, we can separate them into two types of deeds. What are they? Deeds consisting of movement of the mind and deeds that it brings. Okay, so two types. What are they? Movement of the mind and what it brings. So karma, Deni means the karma, is sempa. Sempa means movement of the mind. Dang means end. Teje means what it brings. So karma is the movement of the mind and what it brings. These are the two types of basic deeds karma. So again, karma, there are two types. We can categorize them into two basic types. I like to do this for you. The deeds are movement of the mind and the deeds that it brings. So movement of the mind will be the deeds consisting of the mental movement. We call it the deed of the thought. And deeds that it bring will be the deeds of the body and the deeds of the speech. And this body and speech can be communicating or non-communicating, which we will cover at the end of the class. So you get an idea of that. So we say there are two types of deeds. One is movement of the mind. Really, it's the mind move. The mind move how? The mind move from holding an object of awareness and turn into other object of awareness. That movement of the mind is so fast, it's lightning fast, that we are not aware of that. I'm only aware until my teacher point out. Okay, so what is this karma? Very interesting. It really break the misconception of what I have about karma, and I'm now working hard into that direction. Okay, so really it's the movement of the mind. The mind moves so fast. How? Holding the object of awareness and then turn into other object of awareness. That movement of the mind is so fast, lightning fast. And the result of that is a thought. The result of the movement of the mind is a thought. That movement of the mind is a mental karma. That movement of the mind, the result is a thought. That's why we call it the deeds of the thought. So the first part is the deeds of the thoughts. And with that thought, it causes deeds of body and speech. My personal experience is you really have to really contemplate and think about that statement. I feel that it's so powerful and so important that I think I understand, but I don't really understand it. You need to really think about it, apply in your life, and think about why is that causing my world. I've been working on that. Why? I know. Okay, I agree. I'm not saying not agree, but to really, I want you to throw that question to you: how the deeds cause the multitude of world, your world. Okay, you try to bring that to your contemplation for this 1 week. I want to follow strictly the syllabus, okay? If after the class you got question to ask, it will be after the class. So I was like 2 days ago, few days ago, I was sitting, relaxing, trying to take a nap. And then because I was keep on this few days, I keep on thinking about this chapter 2 because it's so interesting, It's not, oh, okay, I know already, okay, close the book. I really think about that. The more I think, the more I feel that I don't understand, So really have to think, apply, think, why is that? I want to go into deeper, okay, it's like that, but why, So I was sitting on my chair, rocking, just want to take a nap, relax. Then suddenly I recognized that, oh, I have this thought. I was thinking about my Unify, my internet problem. So my mind was holding an object of awareness and then turned into other object of awareness. And the result of that is a thought. Oh, I got this Unify problem. I got internet problem. And then I open my eyes. I start to open my eyes. And it brings the deeds of the body. Open my eyes. And I start to call out my son. Hey, have you followed up with the internet guy, about internet problem at home? So I start to deeds of the speech. Okay, not very kind. Okay, I realized that, I'm like, you give him instruction, he's a big boy already, no more your small boy, okay? So I need to learn to speak in a different way. Sometimes we think our son, like, oh, you can speak. Then sometimes you realize, I should have speak in a more, the way you speak to other people and the way you speak to your son, not the same. Sometimes you want to give him instruction, tell him like that. But can I speak in a more nicer way, so I catch myself. So you see, so I want you to think of one situation right now, of a situation that you can see this happening, this phrase, lele jiten nasukye, movement of the mind and what it brings. 1 minute. You can close your eyes and think about that. One situation. Okay. I hope it helps you. You can bring that to your meditation. It's very interesting. Very interesting. So fun, isn't it? As an adventure. I like it so much. We're investigating our own life. What is our reality? Okay, I find this cartoon for you. Movement of the mind, what it brings. A movement of the mind moves, holding an object of awareness, your mind, and then turn to other object of awareness. That movement of the mind is so fast, lightning fast. And the result of that is a thought. And then what it brings is the deeds of the body, deeds of speech. So I hope you see how this cartoon depict that. Very interesting. Not easy to find, man. Okay, can think about that. Okay. Now, so which one is the driver? Who is actually running the truck? What is the real karma running things? Which one? The first one or the second one? The movement of the mind, the deeds of the thought, or the deeds of the speech and deeds of the body? Who is really running the truck? Who is the driver? Yeah. Okay, so right, the deeds of the thought that drives your body action and your speech. Okay, now I bring this to your attention will be your memorization assignment. Memorize the first 5 lines of the 4th chapter of Abhidhamma Kosha. I even find for you. Okay, you have to thank me. No, just kidding. Okay. So the first one would be the deeds cause the multitude of worlds that we mentioned just now. Deeds cause the multitude of worlds, which is the Lele Jikten Natsukye. What are these deeds? They are movement of the mind and what it brings. What is this movement of the mind? It is a mental movement. Mental movement is a deed of the thought. Okay, and the next part of that will be what it causes, will be the deeds of body and speech. And these are either communicating or not. So the deeds of the body and the deeds of the speech, they're either communicating or not. So that part, you leave it first. We will talk about that in the last section today. Okay, so this is the one that you have to memorize. Deeds cause the multitude of world. What are the deeds? Movement of the mind and what it brings. Okay, what is the movement of the mind? So mental movement is a deed of the thought. Okay, the thinking. And then what it causes is the deeds of the body and the speech. The deeds of the body and the speech can be either communicating or not communicating. Okay, so this is your memorization assignment. Now, just to recap. Okay, this one is to help you to learn. So deeds, right? What are the 2 types of deeds? The blue one is movement of the mind. The green one is, and what it brings. Okay, what it brings will be deeds of the body, deeds of the speech. And they can be communicating, not communicating. Okay? I sue for this cartoon, you can take a snapshot, okay, and then you, after the class, you can spend some time and watch that again and see if it makes sense to you. Okay. Okay, and I summarize that for you here. Movement of the mind, the first part, and what it brings means what is inspire, what it causes, it means the same thing. What it motivates, it all mean the same thing, okay? So the blue one is movement of the mind, which is a mental karma. They are the deeds of the thought, okay? The green one is what it motivates, the second part, or what it causes is the deeds of the body and the deeds of the speech. The blue one is a motivating karma, and the green one is a motivated karma. in Tibetan, Sampele is the movement of the mind. Okay, Sampele is the mind. Sampele is the other one, what it brings, the deeds of the body and the deeds of the speech. And which one is the driver? The blue one here, the movement of the mind, the deeds of the thought is the driver. This is in your question 3. Question 3, okay? Name the 2 most basic types of karma or the deeds. The most basic types are, first one, movement of the mind, right, which is a mental karma, deeds of thought. Number 2, what it motivates or what it brings, what it causes, which is the deeds of the body and deeds of the speech. Okay, so that is the first part that we learned today, part 1. Part 1 is on that. What is the implication? What is the implication? So Abhidhamma Kosha, the opening line of the 4th chapter says, what causes our world and the beings are our deeds. Okay, our deeds cause the multitude of world. Lele jikten nak sokye. Then, what about other beliefs? What about other ideals where things come from? Like what? There are 3 ideals in the market where people believe where the world or where the beings come from. Okay, these are the 3 ideas in the market. So let us explore on that now. The first one is called Gyu Takpa. I like pictures, so I put this on. Gyu Takpa, unchanging cause. What is this unchanging cause? Means that the world comes from an unchanging cause, the original cause. They call it the original cause, called Big Bang. My son said, yeah, that's what I thought the world come from. My son was telling me, young people, they say, I thought that's where our world come from. Okay, so the first one will be the world, the universe, the planets, the beings, they come from an unchanging cause, the original cause called Big Bang. So what is the problem with the argument? Well, we say, so the whole planet, all the beings come from Big Bang, okay? So what come before the Big Bang? What come before the Big Bang? What is the cause of the Big Bang? They say, no, nothing. The Big Bang is the original cause, okay? Original cause, the Big Bang, boom. And then we have the different planets, the universe, the formation, okay? But what is the problem with this idea? What is the problem with this argument? Can an unchanging thing create things that are changing? Can an unchanging cause, an unchanging thing, create things that are changing? We see the planets are changing, isn't it? Things are changing, the universe are changing, the beings are changing, right? Our world is changing. So can the unchanging cause, original cause, create all the things in the world that are changing? We say cannot. We learn, luckily, I got no logic, okay? I learned from ACI 4 some skills how to think logically. And that, okay, it's true also. By producing something, by being produced, by destroying, by being destroying, any act of doing things change. The things have to change. The energy have to fluctuate. The fact that something creates something, if a thing can create something, the thing must change by definition. By doing something, it has to change, okay? And changing thing is a cause thing. C-A-U-S-E-D. Changing thing has a cause. By changing, it has a cause. So when we say, what comes before Big Bang? Nothing. So an unchanging thing cannot create things that are changing. By creating, you have to change. By creating, you have to change. You are changing thing. And changing thing means that they have a cause. So this one is flaw, out. So there's a flaw in the argument, out. You have to think about that. I think ACI 4, very thankful for that. I learned the skills to think logically, intellectually, logically. And I said, okay, I thought it can come from the Big Bang. Seems it cannot. So what about the next idea? Soul, we call it the primal energy, the unchanging thing that creates all the things in the universe. For the same reason, unchanging thing cannot create things that are changing, things in our universe are changing, moving, the planets, the universe, the beings, right? Things are changing. We know they are changing. So the unchanging thing cannot create things that are changing. By creating things, you have to change. And changing things has a cost for the same reason, okay? So that is also out. And my personal, this is not from my teacher, okay? This is my personal experience, what I know. Just want to share, don't know whether correct or not. Because this primal energy, seldom touched upon, I don't get to hear anywhere. And I happen to know a friend from a different religion. I always call her Mummy. She's much older than me. And we always talk about Dharma, talk about her religion, and we see a lot of similarities. And apparently, the way she described to me sound like a primal energy, that there is this force, there's this energy, the primal energy or creator. Yeah, that's how I relate, okay? And then she introduced me to another master in another religion, spiritual. She was explaining to me about this primal energy, the creator, how you connect with your creator, the energy, the primal energy that create you, that you go back to that. She was explaining to me, like, we always give love, we give love, so what about me? I feel empty. I want to be loved also. You say, oh, you don't need to, because you can go back to your primal energy, you can connect to that, you can get the energy, then you feel love. So I tried that, okay? I'm very kind, got a lot of people who try to help me, okay? Yeah, so I understand from her, that's my understanding of primal energy, okay? Yeah, that's my own sharing, okay, not from the teaching, okay? Because from the teaching, I don't really hear much about that, see, and I don't know, yeah. So that's the additional information input from my side, okay? So that is not possible because for the same reason. So, and then the third idea in the market where the things in the universe, the beings come from would be from a Wangchuk. A Wangchuk, a creator God, a creator being. Now we say, now you say cannot, now changing thing. Okay, so the changing thing can create us, all right, okay. You have this creator God that is changing, that creates you, that create the universe. I hear that a lot. The creator God that create me and the universe. Oh, okay, so there is a creator God. This powerful being, very powerful, that create the whole universe, create the world, create all the beings, create all the planets. Okay, very powerful God, perfect. In that case, then the argument would be, why don't the creator God, the perfect God, the powerful God, create everything nicely, perfectly, beautifully, happily, one instant? Why take so long, years, ages, and still not done with it? So that is the argument. You see, I go and do a bit of research. Okay. We see our world happen in stages. So if there is a creator God that is perfect, that is powerful, they can create everything beautiful, everything perfect, everything happy in one instant. But then we don't see that. We see the world happen in stages. So that is the argument that the planets and the universe, the people cannot come, not created by a creator being, cannot come from a creator God. So does that mean that there is no God then? After you hear about this, there is no God. Is that how we want to derive our conclusion? No, I'm not saying there is no God. I'm just saying that there is no God that create us, that create the world. Is there a God? Can the God help us? Maybe, yeah, if you have the seeds for that, yeah. But we are not created by a God. If it is, then they could have created everything in one instant. That is argument. And they say, if we believe we are created by the God, the universe created by the God, it blocks us from freedom. Because then we are not taking responsibility for our own action. We are not taking responsibility for our own action. You can blame the God. Now you know it's not from the creator God. You cannot blame the God. So those are the three ideas. This is in question 2. These are the three ideas that people believe cause the world. And you have to meditate on this. Okay? Bring this to your meditation. Can an unchanging cause create the world? Can the primal energy create the world? Can Wang Chuk, a creator God, create the world? Okay, bring that to your meditation. So in question 2, with this line, Master Vasubandhu is denying that the world can come from no cause at all or from a cause inconsistent with its nature. Examples of the latter would be an unchanging cause, which is, examples of the latter would be an unchanging cause, a primal energy, or a creator being. Those three ideas, we dispel those three ideas. We want to say that the world cannot come from these three causes because they are not consistent with the nature of how things happening in the world. Okay, so 2 reasons why the world cannot come from them. Number 1, if the universe and all the beings in it were creations of an omnipotent creator, then all the events in history should happen one instant and not in progressive stages. where each stage is caused by the events of the ones before it. So we see things happening, things in different era, correct? So if there is a perfect, powerful God, they can just create one in one instant, right? But that is not what we see. We see the world happen in stages. So they cannot come from a creator God for that reason. B, if the universe and all its inhabitants come from an unchanging cause or a primal energy, then they would also be unchanging and not come and go as we can see they do. We see things come and go, things change. So they cannot come from the primal energy or an unchanging cause because they are not consistent with the nature, with its nature. So this is in question 2. So in conclusion, what caused the world? Deeds cause the multitude of worlds. Lele jikten nasokye. Where do all the things come from? They do not come from no cause at all. They cannot come from no cause, right? They do not come from causes that are inconsistent with their own nature, where things are changing. Yes, very good question. Isu say. So the creator is a changing thing. So in this context, if they believe the idea, the creator, the create the world is a changing thing, right? Then you ask a very good question. So what caused the creator? If the creator is a changing thing, we mentioned by definition, when they create something, they have to change, right? By changing means that they have a cause, like what you asked just now. That means that they have a cause, they come from something that caused them. Therefore, they cannot be a creator. Ja, we learn from ACI for how to think logically. So if they also come from a cause, that means that they cannot be the creator because they are also caused. Okay, good question. So what caused our world? We say, Lele Jikten Natsukye, this caused the multitude of world, not an unchanging cause, not a primal energy, not a creator God. It's not that there is no God at all. You cannot blame it on a God, but we take responsibility. Come from the deeds. What deeds? The deeds that we do. What deeds? The deeds of the thoughts. And then what it brings will be our deeds of the body and the deeds of the speech. Very interesting. I actually go deeper. How does the deeds cause my world? Okay, this one I stop here. Okay, this is not from my teacher. Okay, I need to say what is from my teacher, from what I hear, and what is not from what I hear. I don't know whether I want to say. Okay, I lost the picture. I found the picture I didn't save. I didn't save the picture. Okay, this cause the multitude of world. That I go deeper and think about that. How does my deeds cause the multitude of world? This is not from my teacher, here the teaching. This is something that I think and I want to share, okay? So I try to link to what I learn. I like to link to what I learn, okay? So how can the deeds cause my world? Okay, I try to think about, okay, I can agree with the first. I didn't have the picture. I can agree with the first scenario. Like I have two pictures, one person sitting there, just sitting there, and is so happy. So deeds cause the multitude of world, my world. Then another one also sitting there, and then very sad, very disturbed. Okay, deeds cause the multitude of world. Okay, then I can see. Okay, fine. I say, okay, I buy your story. Then I challenge myself. What about what about the world outside? What about the planet? What about this one? How my deeds cause the multitude of worlds? So I try to challenge myself. I say, how does my deeds cause this planet, this realm? Then I link that to ACI 4, chapter 10. If you remember, I go and find. I share that now, chapter 10. We say the mind. Remember? We say the mind of a normal person like me at the time of death. Okay. At the time of death, if the mind has desire, then the mind cross into the future rebirth, right? Okay. If my mind has desire, then my mind throw me into the next life and also the physical form that I take. Of course, the realm, the world, my role, the world that I'm in. Can you see that or not? So the mind is the main cause of my world and the planets that I live in. That is in chapter 10. Right? Do you remember chapter 10? We finished ACI 4, chapter 10. We were like, wow, oh my God, it's so difficult. Oh, so hard. Oh, mind first or physical first, or the mind first, how the mind create the physical world. So while I was doing this, then I tried to connect back. I said, yeah, okay, I understand. I know this cause multitude of world. I understand how my mind is causing what I'm experiencing right now. But what about the universe? What about the planet? What about the being? Then I connect that really. See, if you come back to chapter 10, you go and meditate and think about it. Wow, I see it's so powerful. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So this is the movement of the mind, right? So they say the mind of a normal person like me at the time of death has desire. The desire for they have this craving fear. Remember, we say at the time of death, you have this craving fear that you fear that these parts is going to stop, that me is going to stop, that you're craving for this life of existence to continue, and that craving trigger the karma in link number 2, become link number 10, okay, and throw you into the next rebirth and the physical form that you take. So the mind is the basis for the physical body. Right. So very interesting. You try when I link to wow, I'm so happy. I say, oh, I say, oh, we are the bodhisattva helping me to learn. Oh, I say I improved so much ever since I prepared the class. I cannot imagine how different it would be. It looks like I'm sharing. That's why I think no need to call me teacher. I feel that I'm more of a student now. To be very honest, yeah. I feel that because of you, then I got the chance to really study properly, learn properly. You are here to make me reach enlightenment. And by doing that, you reach enlightenment. Thank you so much. Okay. Raymond, I don't get what you mean my past, present, and future life. Yeah, I think everything. Your mind is the one that, your mind, when now I start to see I finish my studies, I start to, while preparing, then it's things that you don't understand, or maybe you think you understand. I think I understand. Yeah, I know I can take blah blah blah. I can do my homework, But to really understand, so, now I see the connection. I see this connect. Then nowadays I see how it connect to the mind only school, Why it's called mind only. Wow, I said, wow, so many things. Hello, baby, Emerald. I get so excited. Yeah. Okay. So that is the second part. And now we are moving into the third part. Okay. The last part. Okay, so you cook on that. I opened the door for you to see the connection. I said this is not from my teacher. Okay, but I try to connect them. Might be correct, might not be correct. So you work it out on your own. And the last one would be this one. Go back to the just now that. Okay, so we say deeds cause multitude of world. What kind of deeds are that? Movement of the mind, number one, and the deeds that it bring, number two. What are the deeds that it bring? The deeds of the body, the deeds of the speech. The deeds of the body and the speech can be communicating or non-communicating. So I'm moving to this last part now. Okay, I'm moving to the one below the last one. Okay, so this is from Abhidhamma school only. None of the school agree with that, but doesn't mean that they are not helpful. Let's be open-minded with that. So what they say is the deeds of the body, the deeds of the speech can be communicating, we call it nampa rikje, or non-communicating nampa rikje mayimpa. Let's look at the communicating karma. Okay, communicating karma means that they communicate the intention of the doer through the color, shape, and form of the person. Okay. Example, you see someone with the hands claps like that, and you know they are praying, you know they have some virtuous mind, okay, from the color, from the shape. And when you bow down, it also shows that you have this intention being very respectful. Okay. So basically, not much is talk about communicating and non-communicating. I also watch other videos and collect information. I'm very good in compiling information. Just kidding. And not much is said about that. And I cannot be I cannot give you a lot of information because I asked my teacher also. Apparently, my teacher only say about vows, okay? So I'm also curious about other stuff. I go and check the reading. This is from the reading, the one in yellow. Communicating deeds of the body are held in the present school to be the shape that the physical body take under the motivation by movement of the mind. Okay, yeah. So from the communicating means that when you do something, the doer do something from here, you can communicate the intention of your mind. You have virtuous thought. Okay or not? Very simple, huh? Okay. So I like to challenge myself a little bit. Okay, this is also not from my teacher. That is for the physical karma, right? Verbal karma also the same thing. How is that the same thing? I apply the same logic. So if I say something, then I kind of like communicate my intention. I'm a very virtuous person. Sometimes I see people say very nice, oh, thanks, so grateful, amen, okay, Amitabha, things like that is from my own way of trying to see beyond that because I cannot get more information than that. So based on what they say here, Nampa Rikje, when you do a physical karma, okay, from your body and from the shape, you can kind of like communicate your intention, the intention of the mind. So if I apply the same logic, means that the tone, the way somebody say, right? It also communicate their intention. They are so virtuous. They are nice person. They are very virtuous. Oh, they are a person with high morality. So that is how I understand that. Okay. So that is not from my teacher. That's how I understand that when I apply the same rules here. Then what about that one is communicating just now, right? Communicating. Again, we want to come back to the example of okay, I think I'm done with that one. Okay, non-communicating. Non-communicating karma. They say that like if I take a vow, I have a vow, right? I have that good vow. But even after I take the vow, they normally say, oh, now you have the vow. After that, tomorrow, I have this thing called non-communicating karma. Am I still, does anybody know that I have this karma? Nobody know, but it's with me. I already taking the karma. It's with me. It's non-communicating, but it's with me. It's like you have an aura. They call it like an aura, like you have a cloak. Like you already have something with you. Even though I don't think about that, but I have the vow. This thing is with me all the time, even though I'm not thinking about that. I like to go and find from the reading. Okay, let's find this one from the reading. They say, non-communicating karma is there even during distraction, means that you're not thinking about that. For example, means what? I have the vow. Let's say I have the vow. When I'm not thinking about that, do I still have the vow? Yes, okay. So that's why that is a non-communicating karma. The second one, while the mind is stopped, of course, our mind cannot stop. But when we go into very deep meditation, where the mind is almost shut down, it is still there. And for non-communicating karma, it has this either virtue or non-virtue. For this part is very challenging. Apparently, I'm not very sure on that. Here, Kashila say is for very, very good deed, or very, very bad deed, for very, very severe deed. So there's something I don't quite understand. Means that if I do a good deed, I do a bad deed, do I have this non-communicating karma with me or not? Apparently, he said that it's only for very, very, very severe, very, very big, serious, good karma or bad karma. For example, for the good karma will be when I take a vow, right? I take the vow now. Tomorrow, do I go and take the vow? I didn't take the vow, but it's still with me. This non-communicating karma stick with me. It's with me. Cannot. Yeah, you cannot see with your raw eyes. You cannot see with your raw eyes. But it is with me. Just like you have an aura. You have like an aura, they say. I don't know, there's something like light or something, good energy or what, maybe those very, very high being can see that. But for normal person like me, I cannot see. Oh, maybe Raymond got this non-communicating karma. I cannot see with my raw eyes until he tell me, Raymond say, oh, I got a vow. Or, oh, yeah, vow, but I cannot see. Yeah, but it is with him. It stick with him. Okay, continuing after, like what I said, yesterday I took a vow, it's still continuing after. Taking the grid elements as it causes. The grid elements means the Sachu Melong, the four basic types of elements, air, water, fire, earth. Everything in the universe has a combination of these four. Okay, either more air or more fire. They have a combination of these four elements. But I cannot see with my raw eyes. Maybe when I become a Buddha or high-level bodhisattva, then I can see, oh, Emerald has non-communicating karma. I can see that it stick with her. Okay? But right now with my raw eyes, I cannot see. Okay? That's it. So for this non-communicating karma, apparently other schools, they don't, only the Abhidhamma school has this one. The rest of the school, they don't say about this, they don't agree with this. So how can that help me? Okay, I see. How can that help me? So I like to think of that. I like to think of that like whether whatever I'm doing, good or bad, the karma just stick with me. I like to think of that, So you collect that kind of thing with you, like sometimes you see, oh, this person got very good energy. You like to get close to the person. Oh, that person like very eerie feeling like they come close to the person. That's my personal experience. Try to apply that, That's not from my teacher. So I say, maybe, you have some kind of feeling, that person can have that kind of I don't know, they say aura or what, you just feel that. That is a real apps how I apply in my life. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Wow, I'm so efficient nowadays. Wow. I learned from my mistake. I'm not able to finish. And looks like now I'm doing a good job. Okay, I haven't finished one more. Wait. Okay, this is in your question 4. Okay, question 4. Oh yeah, by the way, I heard from Gershila, I watched his previous classes, 94, 98, and all these things. Apparently, that subsequently he didn't, if I'm not mistaken, he said he didn't really cover this communicating and non-communicating. And I asked from my teacher, she said only for like vows, and then I go and check Gershila's recording again, is for very, very serious, big virtue or non-virtue. Okay, not virtue we know. What about for those not good one, like bad one will be like, I go and check his recording. Okay, what he said was, he give 2 example. He say one will be like you swear, I'm going to be a butcher for the rest of my life. I want to become a butcher. I like to this one. This is what I'm going to do. So this come under the bad deed. Under this one, we say they can either be virtue or non-virtue, right? So that is one example that Gershila gave. Another example that Gershila gave would be like when you join the military. These are the 2 examples that he gave. Other than that, I don't hear anything from other teachings. Okay, so whatever it is helpful to think that whatever we do, I like to think of, wow, if they stick on me, if I do something good, they stick on me. If you do something bad, also they stick on you. So you want to collect the good one. Okay, so this is in question 4. The 2 types of karma motivated by mind are the deeds of body and of speech. Describe the 2 types that each of these has, giving an example of each. Bodily and verbal deeds can each be divided into communicating and non-communicating types. An example of communicating form is the look of a person who is performing prostration, someone who is bowing down, prostration. Since these communicate to us that he is in a virtuous state of mind, it communicates what is in his mind, his intention, his motivation. Okay? It communicates that he has a virtuous state of mind. An example of non-communicating form is the vows of a monk after he has already accepted them in a ceremony. Since then, we can no longer see anything physical or hear anything verbal that will tell us that these vows are present in his being. Like what I said, yesterday I took the vow, okay? Communicating, you can see me in front, then do like that, Rachel has vow, Bodhisattva vow. Then tomorrow I go out. I'm not doing that, but I have this non-communicating vow. I still got the vow, stick on me, the aura is with me. Okay, that's what we call it, non-communicating karma. And question 5 will be, they say that non-communicating form has 5 characteristics, the 5 that I went through just now. Okay, describe them by using the exact phrases from Master Vasubandhu's root text and explain each of them. Okay, the first one, you will have that even when a distraction means that you're not thinking about that. B, You will have that even your mind is stopped, like when you go into very deep meditation. Okay. See, this type of karma is either virtue or non-virtue, whether good deed or bad deed. Good deed will be like the vow, the example that they give. The bad deed will be just now, Kushila give two example, will be the military, joining the military. Number two will be you swear to become a butcher for the rest of your life. D will be continue on after a deed related to the person who did it in a constant stream. Like I said, yesterday I have it, tomorrow I still have it, the next day I still have it. It continue in your mind stream. And the last one, it takes the great element at its causes, the Sachu Melong, means that it is a combination of the four elements: water, air, fire, wind. Okay, we come to the end. Before I do a dedication, what is your takeaway for this class? What is your takeaway for this class? You want to type in the chat? Or you can think, I can write later on. We do a dedication first, okay? Let's do a dedication first, all right? So that people who need to go can go. So just close your eyes, relax, and be very happy that you're here. You are learning this extraordinary goodness that is so, so extraordinary and wonderful beyond words, coming from your past goodness. So be very happy you're here. And think of the goodness that we have just done, like a beautiful gemstone that you can hold in your hands. And recall your holy guide at the beginning of the class. They are so happy with you. And then we offer them this gemstone of goodness and see them accepting it. They bless it and they carry it back into your heart. Feel it there in your heart. And it feels so good that we want to keep it, and so we give it away. By the power of the goodness that we have just done, may all beings complete the collection of merit and wisdom, and thus gain the two ultimate bodies that merit and wisdom make. Use 3 long exhale. 1 to send to the one person you want to help at the beginning of the class. 2 to send to everyone you love. And 3 to send to all sentient beings in the universe, wherever they are. See that something shift inside them because of the ripples that you meet. And bring your mind back here when you're ready. You can open your eyes. Okay, you can end the recording. And if you don't mind, I would like to hear one of your key takeaway for this class. Yes, yes, that's right, Laura. We are doing the dedication to put it in the bank, keep it in the bank account, karmic bank account, before we get angry.